My beloved child, listen closely. What I am about to share with you could not wait another moment. Something has been set in motion. Something that has been building quietly beneath the surface of your life for longer than you know. Only 30 minutes remain in the spiritual window that has been held open just for you. This is not meant to frighten you. This is not drama. This is an urgent, loving call from heaven, because Archangel Michael himself is standing at the threshold of your life right now. His sword is drawn, his voice is steady, but his eyes are filled not with anger, not with judgment. They are filled with deep, aching concern for you. Someone has been keeping a secret that was never meant to stay hidden this long, a truth that belongs to you, that was taken from you, that shaped your path in ways you never fully understood. And right now, that secret is breaking open. You may already feel it. That strange heaviness in your chest you cannot name. That restless sense that something is about to shift. That quiet knowing, deep in your spirit, that the life you have been living does not quite match the life you were meant to have. You are not imagining it. If this speaks to your spirit, I want you to type Amen in the comments right now. Let heaven hear that you are present. Let your agreement open the door wider for what is coming. There was a time, not so long ago, when someone you trusted made a choice in secret. They spoke words about you that you never heard. They shaped how others saw you, how opportunities moved around you, how certain doors stayed closed without any explanation you could find. They told themselves it was not so serious. They told themselves you would never know, but heaven records everything. Every word spoken in the dark, every promise broken in silence, every door quietly closed by a hand that was not yours. And Archangel Michael has been standing watch over every single one of those moments. He is a warrior, yes, but he is also the guardian of truth. He does not step in for ordinary moments. He steps in at turning points, at the places where a life can go one way or another. And this is one of those places for you. The person who hid what they knew is no longer at peace. Guilt has a weight that grows heavier with time, not lighter. And what they carried has become too heavy to hold. The confession that is coming is not something they planned. It is something they can no longer stop. Think about that for a moment. They have replayed certain conversations in their mind over and over again. They have rehearsed versions of what they might say. They have found ways to go quiet every time they felt the truth rising within them. But the pressure keeps building. What they said about you, what they decided about you without your knowledge, what they allowed others to believe while they stood in silence, all of it is rising now. And Archangel Michael is the reason the timing is right. Stay with me, beloved, because what comes next is the part that changes everything. The truth that is about to surface has been waiting for the right moment, not to wound you, but to free you. Archangel Michael has not allowed it to come forward until now, because now is when you are ready. Now is when it will do the most good. You may wonder what kind of truth this is. What kind of secret could carry this much weight? Think about the delays you never understood, the relationships that cooled without reason, the opportunities that seemed to evaporate just before they arrived, the quiet feeling of being passed over, overlooked, held back by something invisible. None of that was random. None of it was your failure. None of it was the hand of God withholding good things from you. It was the weight of what was hidden. It was the residue of what was said, decided, and done without your knowledge. When a lie takes root, it does not stay contained to one area of a life. It spreads, slowly and silently, into relationships, into timing, into the energy of a home, into the sense of peace a person carries. You have been carrying something that was never yours to carry, and Archangel Michael is here to lift it. He stands right now between you and the confusion of the past. His sword is not raised to punish the one who hid the truth. It is raised to divide the truth from the lie, cleanly, finally, and completely. Subscribe to this channel right now if you feel this protection moving over your life. You are placing yourself in a current where heaven keeps speaking, keeps confirming, keeps moving on your behalf. Do not be afraid of what is about to be revealed. What comes to light will not crush you. It will clarify you. It will give shape and name to things you have felt but could not explain. It will lift from your shoulders a burden you have been carrying so long you forgot. It was not yours. Archangel Michael is precise in how he does this work. He does not allow more to surface than what you can hold at one time. He does not expose truth in a way that leaves you unprotected. What you are about to receive will come wrapped in the grace of divine timing. Watch for the signs in the days ahead. A conversation that comes out of nowhere, a message you did not expect, a detail that surfaces in an ordinary moment and suddenly makes years of confusion make sense. Do not dismiss the small ones. Truth often arrives quietly before it arrives completely. Each small piece is preparing your heart for the fuller revelation. Each moment of clarity is Archangel Michael guiding you gently forward, making sure that when the whole picture becomes clear, you are ready to receive it without fear. Pay attention, stay alert, and stay grounded. You do not need to search for this truth. You do not need to confront anyone or demand answers. What heaven releases comes forward on its own, in its own order, in its own time. Your only task right now is to remain open. There is something else you need to hear, beloved. The person who hid this truth is not simply someone who wronged you. They are someone whose own fear led them down a path that cost them far more than it cost you. Their silence did not protect them, it imprisoned them. And now that prison is cracking open. When guilt and fear grow loud enough inside a person, they do not stay quiet. The spirit was not made to carry hidden wrongs indefinitely. What is dishonest within us always pushes toward the surface. This is not your victory over them. This is not vengeance dressed as justice. This is simply truth being restored to its rightful place. Archangel Michael is not interested in punishment. He is interested in restoration. Your name, your reputation, your peace, the clarity of your path forward. These are what he is working to restore, and they will be restored. Type "I receive this truth" in the comments right now if your spirit recognizes this word. If something in you knows this is not just a message, but a confirmation of what you have already quietly sensed, let your agreement become a spiritual anchor for what is coming. Now, beloved, the atmosphere around you is shifting. The season of confusion is ending. Not with noise, not with drama, but with the quiet, powerful settling that comes when something hidden is finally brought into light. You may not see the full picture yet, but something in you already knows that the weight is beginning to lift. Archangel Michael is not just closing the chapter of deception, he is opening the space for what comes after. And what comes after is restoration on a level that reaches deeper than the original wound. This is where many people miss what heaven is doing. They look for restoration only in the areas they can see. A relationship healed, an opportunity returned, a reputation repaired. But Archangel Michael works in layers. As the hidden truth surfaces, it does not only change what is visible, it rewrites something beneath the surface. It rearranges the spiritual architecture of your life, clearing away what was built on lies and making room for what is genuinely yours. Your home may feel different, lighter, more at ease with itself. Your mind may begin to quiet in ways it has not quieted in a long time. Sleep may come more easily. The low, nameless anxiety that has been a background presence in your days may begin to fade. These are not small things. These are signs that Archangel Michael has completed a portion of his work, and they will come. Do not rush this process. Do not try to speed up what heaven is unfolding. The timing matters. Every piece of the revelation is timed to land when it will do the most good. not when it is most convenient for your understanding, but when your spirit is ready to receive it with wisdom rather than reaction. This is the difference between exposure and freedom. Exposure simply brings something to light. Freedom is what happens when the truth lands in a heart that is grounded, protected, and ready to receive it rightly. You are being prepared for freedom. Right now, Archangel Michael is also severing the invisible threads that were woven without your permission. When words are spoken about a person in secret, they carry a kind of spiritual weight. They create invisible pressures. They influence how energy moves in and around a life. When the truth comes forward and those hidden words lose their power, those threads dissolve. The influence someone held over your path through what they said in secret will end. It is already ending. You may notice small changes first. Someone who held a subtle distance begins to soften. A conversation that might have been tense moves with surprising ease. A door you had quietly given up on shows the first signs of movement. Pay attention to these things. They are not accidents. They are Archangel Michael working in the practical dimensions of your life, restoring what was quietly taken, reopening what was quietly closed. This is his character, precise, purposeful, completely devoted to your genuine good. This is also a time for you to be gentle with yourself. You may find that certain memories begin to surface, not to cause pain, but to be seen clearly, perhaps for the first time, without the distortion of another person's hidden narrative wrapped around them. When you remember things now, you will begin to see them differently. The version of events you were handed was incomplete. It was missing the pieces someone chose to keep from you. As those pieces come to light, the memory itself will shift, and with it, the weight that certain memories have carried will begin to lift. This is part of what Archangel Michael is doing. He is not only working in the present, he is reaching back through time, gently restructuring how the past sits in your spirit, so that you can carry it without being burdened by it. This is grace doing its deepest work. Let it. Share this word with someone who has been waiting for a breakthrough. They cannot explain, someone who has felt held back without understanding why. Your passing of this message is not a small act. It carries the same anointing that is resting over you right now. Now let us move forward together, beloved, because what is happening on the inside of your life is about to become visible on the outside. There is a moment in every restoration where the internal work that heaven has done begins to surface in the external world. Relationships shift, opportunities move. The energy in rooms you walk into changes. The way others respond to you, without you saying a word, begins to reflect the clearing that has happened within. You are approaching that moment. Archangel Michael is not only working in the unseen realm, he is coordinating what becomes visible, making sure that when the truth lands in the physical world, it lands in a way that honors you, in a way that confirms your worth, and that opens what has been waiting. Some people in your life will notice something different about you before they can name what it is. There will be a steadiness in you that was not there before, a quiet authority, an ease that does not need to explain itself. This is not pride. This is alignment. When a person's life is no longer carrying the invisible weight of another person's hidden agenda, they stand differently. They move through the world differently, and the world responds differently to them. You will notice this. Opportunities that felt out of reach will begin to feel accessible. Conversations that once required careful management will flow naturally. The people who belong in this next chapter of your life will find their way toward you without effort, and the people who were only comfortable around your confusion will quietly, respectfully move away. This is not loss. This is order being restored. Archangel Michael is also sharpening something within you during this time: discernment. The ability to sense what is true and what is performance. The ability to know who means what they say and who does not. You will not become suspicious. You will become wise. There is a difference. Suspicion is fear looking at everything through a lens of threat. Discernment is clarity looking at everything through a lens of truth. One drains, the other empowers. What is growing in you now is the second kind. If this word is landing in a way that feels like confirmation, type "I am chosen" in the comments, not as a claim of superiority, but as an agreement with what heaven has already declared over your life. You were chosen for this moment of clarity. You were chosen to receive this truth. You were chosen to walk into what comes next. Let your voice agree with what heaven has spoken. There is something tender that Archangel Michael wants you to know as you step forward. You did not fail because you did not see this sooner. You were not naive. You were not foolish. You were trusting. And trust is not weakness. It is one of the highest expressions of a generous heart. The one who wronged you was depending on your goodness. They counted on your willingness to assume the best, and for a long time, your grace gave them cover. But that is not your shame to carry. That is their story to reckon with. Your story is different. Your story is about what happens to someone who walked through confusion with their integrity intact, who waited through delays they could not explain, who continued to show up honestly even when the deck was quietly stacked against them. Your story is about what heaven does for a person like that, and what heaven does is restore. Not partially, not in ways that almost count, but fully, and in ways that make it clear the restoration came from a source far beyond what circumstances alone could produce. This is what is coming for you. Take a slow, deep breath right now. Let your body receive this. Let your spirit settle into the truth that you are held, that you are seen, that the years of confusion were not the end of your story. They were the chapter that made the next one possible. What felt like a wilderness was preparation. What felt like delay was positioning. What felt like loss was creating the space for something that could only arrive after the hidden things were brought to light. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not the sum of what was done to you. You are the one standing at the threshold of what comes next. And Archangel Michael is standing with you. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do it now, not out of obligation, but because you recognize that what is spoken here is aligned with what heaven is doing in your life. Remain where confirmation keeps reaching you. Beloved child, we are approaching the final movement of what heaven has been speaking over your life through this word. And it is not a word of warning, not anymore. What began as urgency has become a word of arrival. You have walked through the revelation. You have received the protection. You have stood steady as the truth came forward. And now you are stepping into the fullness of what that process was always building toward. Archangel Michael does not stand at a person's turning point only to warn them. He stands at turning points because something significant is being sealed. A new foundation is being laid. And what is laid in truth holds in a way that nothing built on illusion ever could. What is being sealed over your life right now is strong. Peace that does not depend on circumstances. Clarity that does not dissolve when things get complicated. A sense of purpose that knows where it is going, even when the path ahead is not entirely visible yet. You may feel a quiet awe settling over you as these words land. Not excitement, not relief exactly, but a deep, still recognition, like something in you has known all along that this moment was coming. Trust that recognition. That is your spirit acknowledging what heaven has already confirmed. There is also a new kind of patience taking root in you. Not the patience of waiting because you have no other choice, but the patience of someone who knows that what is coming is worth the pace at which it arrives. You are no longer rushing forward out of fear that you will miss your moment. You understand now, more than you ever have, that your moment cannot be missed. What heaven has prepared for you will find you. What has been set aside with your name on it will arrive. not because you forced it, but because you stood in truth, and truth always opens the right doors at the right time. Archangel Michael is confirming this over you right now. He is also confirming something about your home, the physical space where you rest, where you return at the end of each day, has carried the spiritual residue of what was hidden. Energy does not stay contained to the conversations and choices that created it. It lingers. It settles into the walls, into the air, into the feeling of a place. You may have sensed this without being able to name it. A home that did not quite feel like rest, a heaviness that had no visible source, a subtle unease that lived just beneath the surface of your daily life. As the truth surfaces and the hidden things lose their hold, that will change. Your home will begin to feel different, lighter, quieter in the right way, more like the sanctuary it was always meant to be. The home you return to carries the energy of what you carry, and what you carry now is lighter, cleaner, more aligned with who you were always meant to be. As this season fully turns, you will notice new things becoming possible, not because the world has changed around you, but because you have changed within. And when the inside shifts, the outside has no choice but to respond. What was withheld will come forward. What was delayed will accelerate. What was quietly taken will be returned, often in forms that are fuller and more fitting than the original. This is the nature of divine restoration. It does not simply return what was lost. It returns it in a way that includes everything that was gained through the waiting, the strength, the wisdom, the deeper knowing of who you are and what you will not accept again. You are not walking back into the same life. You are walking forward into a new one, and Archangel Michael walks with you. Press the like button right now to seal this word over your life. Let that small, simple action become your prophetic agreement with everything heaven has spoken here today. Let it be the mark that says, I receive this. I believe this. I am ready for what comes next. Before you go, take a moment to let this word sit in your spirit. You did not find this message by accident. Archangel Michael does not reach out randomly. He reaches out with precision to the right person, at the right moment, with exactly what that person needs to hear. You were meant to be here today, and as you leave, carry this with you. You are protected. You are being restored. The truth is on your side, and heaven is moving on your behalf. If this message has brought you something real today, real peace, real clarity, a confirmation your spirit has been quietly waiting for, YouTube has a small, simple way to say thank you called Super Thanks. There is no obligation here, none at all. But if something in you feels moved to offer that gesture, know that heaven sees every act of gratitude, and what is released in thankfulness has a way of returning multiplied. Share this word with someone who needs it. Someone who has been waiting for clarity they could not find on their own. Someone who has felt the weight of something they could not name. Your sharing this is not a small thing. It carries the same breakthrough that was released over you today. The blessings ahead of you are not small. They are not almost enough. They are full, they are true, and they are yours. Walk forward in that knowing, beloved. Archangel Michael is not leaving. He is watching over the life you are stepping into, making sure that every promise heaven has spoken finds its way to you. The window that opened in urgency has now become a door that leads forward in peace. Walk through it. Your life is waiting on the other side.